No, Jalaj. I didn't try with that notebook actually. I'm just running my private Jupyter notebook only.
Okay, so I'm just going to start the notebook. And why it's not Virginia?
Oh, Jalaj, this notebook, right, will be running in local or like enough cluster? Because Spark's run in a cluster, right?
So actually, for this AWS Glue, there's no specific cluster. Okay, behind the scenes, this starts a cluster based on the number of DPUs you assign.
Okay.
It's kind of cluster only. You can say virtual cluster, not an individual machine for sure. So I'm just reading my file. So once my session is ready, let's just make sure that our data frame is good. Let's go. Okay, so again, as you can see, I have read my data into a data frame, and now let's move ahead. So there are today we are going to see some filtration ways. So for filter, see, we can use two approaches. Okay, first approach can be you can simply call the filter function. And we will say filter. What column we want to filter? So I'm saying population, and I want to get countries only where we have more than 1 million people. So I'll say show. Let's see 10 countries, and we will get the results. So these are the countries which have this condition satisfying. So likewise, you can filter based on any columns. Okay. If you want to filter, this is like one more example. So here I'm also using the locate function. Okay. That basically means you are trying to locate B character. Where you want to locate? You want to locate in the capital column, and it should be the first character. Okay. So basically what we are doing, we are trying to filtering the rows where the capital of the particular country is actually starts with B. So if I execute this row, you see in the capital column where it is, yeah, we all have the countries which is starting from the capital letter B. Okay, this is one of the example to filter the data. If you want to have two conditions, you can use it like this. Okay. Here actually I am saying first, basically I'm simply adding both the conditions. First is to locate the countries countries whose capitals starts with B. Second is to locate the countries whose are population more than 1 million. If I do a dot show here, I have only few countries here. Okay, so this is the result set. It's an AND condition. Both the conditions should be satisfying. If you want, if I add one more 0, then I think we should have less results. Yeah, you can see it. So this is an AND condition. If you want to apply OR condition, then we can simply change the letter to pipe. Okay, we can simply say like something like this, and we will be using the pipe character to use the OR functionality of the two conditions. See, logically there's no difference. Okay, it is all like SQL or some other programming language. Just we are learning how to do it in the PySpark. Then we have filter. One more example. You can, in this kind of examples, you can directly use the column name, and you can filter with the region ID equals to 10. Double equals, I hope you know. This is we are comparing. If you use single equal, that means you are trying to assign some value to the column. Show here. You can see this is the result where we have region ID equals to 10. This is the column region ID. Here all the values are 10 only. Now, like in SQL, we write case when statements. Same thing we can do here using the with column. So if you see this example, in this example, what I am doing, I am creating a column size of country. Okay, logic for this column is, so when the population of the countries is more than 1 million, okay, I'll call it a large country, or when the population of the country is less than, then I'll call it a small country. Okay, so for our SQL, if you know SQL, this is something like select case when population greater than 1 million, then large, else when population is less than 1 million, then small, and as size of country from countries df. Okay, this is what we are trying to say in SQL. Same thing is being converted here in the PySpark. So if I execute this, so you can see after every country name, we have got this column last in the last size of country for large, small, like that. We have got the proper categorization of the country based on their population. Now, if you see one very small thing here, that is I am using a dot and then I'm passing a backslash. Okay, this backslash basically means that code is actually continuing in the next line. If I remove this, okay, then this particular part will be considered as something some new code, and as it is not following any correct syntax, it will fail. This forward or this backslash basically means the next line on the editor is also coming from the same row, and hence it is a continuation only. Okay, so whenever you want to break your syntaxes on two rows, you have to use the backslash. Otherwise, what you can do, you can simply remove this and you can write the logic on the same line. If you do this, this will also work fine. Okay, but if you want to break it on multiple lines, you have to use a backslash here in the PySpark. This will also work fine.
Okay. Suppose I add one more, when I need to add that dot or it's comma?
No, dot is to apply one more function. Okay.
So for one more when means I need to add dot, and next again I need to write when condition.
Yes, but if you want to break that condition on the next line, then you have to write the backslash. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So same way, I have this same thing, but this time I'm using otherwise. Same like case when statement with the otherwise condition. So if I execute this, this is going to be something like this. Okay, here we have same statement, but I am using otherwise. So if you have multiple conditions, you will write those multiple conditions. Otherwise, you will say otherwise only. Okay, for the rest of the conditions.
Good.
So you have any questions here in this filtering part?
Oh, no, Jalaj, I'm good.
Okay. Then let's move ahead. What else I have? Group and join. Yes. Here we have some examples for grouping and joining the data. So for doing that, what I will do, I will simply take this schema and file. Okay, this is a file on the same location, and this has only two columns: region ID and region name. So I'll execute this. No. I have to re-execute this because it is inside the region. It is inside the countries folder actually. I have to say countries, then / what is they? Okay, you can see this is, it should be good now. Let's just verify path does not exist. Let's re-verify the path. This country, I mean, let's verify, copy it actually. Okay, S3. In this we have to come in this countries and regions and then copy S3 URI. So as I mentioned last time also, please just copy paste the path instead of typing it manually. This kind of error will not come. I'll replace it, execute this, and let's try if it works fine. Okay, so my name is regions df. If I do a dot show here, we have actually good data. Okay, we have only 5 rows in this data set. So now moving ahead, first let's check out some group by examples. Okay, so I hope you know group by. I mean, what is the group meaning of the group by? Group by actually stands for grouping the data and then calculating some max, min, average, all those mathematical things. Okay, so first example is to get the sum of the summing up based on region ID. Okay, region ID 10 or like that, we will sum up, sorry, group by, and then I want the sum of the populations. Basically, I want the sum of population based on a region ID. That means how many peoples are there in per region. So if I do it like this, I'll get that answer. If I do show here, okay, I'm getting a proper answer here. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, here we are actually grouping by based on some column and getting some answers. If I want to get some different results like some minimum, maximum, obviously you can get those things as well. So first of all, I mean, see, first you have to apply the group by, like on which column you want to do grouping operations. Then you have to say what action you want to take on that particular grouped results. Okay, So now I'm saying what is the minimum population per region ID. So this is the minimum population per region ID. Same way, I can get max. Okay, and I can also get the average. Like that, I can get the some actions on my group columns result. Next example, if you want to get two outputs in that, okay. So grouping on single column and getting the two outputs. So see, this time again, calling action on one column to group it by, and then I'm using the two columns to get the results on, okay. Now, this is the example where I want to get the aggregate. This is like, see here the difference is here I'm only calling the sum function on both the columns. Here difference is I have to use aggregate function if I want to get two results. So here I'm getting average of population and sum of area kilometer square. So it is like two different functions I'm calling. That's why I'm calling the aggregate function as well. So you can see this is the sum of the area kilometer square and this is the average of the population.
Jalaj, one more question. In PySpark, right, they'll use call sometimes to columns, right? Sometimes with call column name, and sometimes without call function.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference actually? Do you really need to use call? I don't find any difference this time, must be.
For few syntaxes, you really use that. For some of the syntaxes, you can actually skip that part.
Okay. And for AGG, for all the aggregate function, if it's more than one aggregate function, we need to use AGG. That's only use case, right?
I mean, if you are using the variety of the functions in the aggregation, you have to use it.
Okay.
Like if you only want to get sum of all the columns, then you can simply use it like this. You can add more columns here. But if you want to use some like different things like average also, sum also, in that case, you will use AGG. That stands for aggregation.
Okay, good.
And this is the same thing, but here we are grouping by based on two columns. Obviously, you can add more. There's no limit on that. So here I am saying group by based on region ID, subregion ID, and then get these results. So like that, you will get the results. Then I have the examples for joining. So if you want to join two data frames, so syntax goes like this, okay. Syntax goes like this. I'll say countries DF, the DF data frame that I would like to join. Then I will say dot join. Okay, dot join is the function that allows you to join the two data frames. Inside the join, I will mention the joining data frame. Okay, the other data frame that I would like to join. Then after comma, I will write the joining condition. So I am saying from countries data frame, region ID should be equals to ID column of regions data frame. Okay, then I'm mentioning the join type. Okay, and the result of this join operation I'm storing in a new data frame called joined df. Okay, and then I'm printing it out. So if I execute this, you can see I'm able to join those two data frames, and now I have one column as a name, but this is not a name of the country, this is the name of region. So you can see it's Asia, Europe, Africa, like that we are getting here based on the region ID. If you want to do a left join, you will simply mention left here. If you like to do a right join, you simply mention right here. If you have multiple conditions or like multiple columns you want to join, you will simply say like this. You will simply put this in brackets and then you will write one more condition. OK, this is how you write. Like right now we have no third column to join. That's why I'm not doing it. But so you will simply copy paste this here after the AND operation and write those two columns here. OK.
I see two names. So in usual SQL queries, it will throw error, right? But in PySpark, it will take.
It will take. Basically, we are taking. See, right now it will take. OK, but when you go for select, it will throw you error like ambiguous name.
Ambiguous name, right?
Okay. In that case, you'll have to do changes here, and you have to do something like this. I have an example for that also. Something like this. OK. This example, what I am doing. Okay, in this example, what I am doing, simply saying, I mean, see, joining conditions are same till here. OK, then I say dot. I have to say select, but as this is on the new line, I have also mentioned a backslash. OK, then I say from this result. OK, see above we are selecting each and everything from both the tables, but now I'm saying from this result select the name from countries as aliasing also country name. Then I'm saying select name from regions data frame, alias it as region name. Then I'm saying from country select the population as well. OK. After that, I apply one more dot that whatever the result of these two functions, give me a short based on population, and it should be in descending order. So if I do this activity, I'll get a join df as a result. If I do a dot show here, something like this I'll get. Country name, region name, and population. OK, something like this I'll get here in the output. So do you have any questions here?
No.
OK, so I'll stop this notebook for now. So till now we have seen these two options, OK, visual editor and the notebook editor. Let's come on the script editor. I'll say script editor, open the script. I'll say start fresh. Sorry, my bad. I'll say script editor. Instead of create a script, you have to check this engine. OK. If you select Python shell, you will only get the functionality of Python, not Spark functionality. Obviously, you can upload your script as well. Here I'll choose Spark. OK. Then it's going to say start fresh. This is what I was looking for. I'll say create a script, and I will get a boilerplate code here generated by the Spark. So this is nothing but simply we are creating importing some libraries. Those are kind of mandatory to start the processing. Simply we I'll tell you what is this actually. We start a Spark context to connect with the Spark in the behind the scenes. We create a glue context. Also, we create a Spark session based on the glue context, and then we start a job. OK, we initiate few arguments like job name, and then we commit jobs. I mean, this is like kind of this is do not compare this with the SQL commit. Even if you remove this, it's going to make all the changes that you were looking for. OK. Then most important thing about this is like we have multiple options here. Those options are here in the job details. So first one is as obvious, we have to change the name of the job. So unless we change the name, we will not be able to save it. OK, so I will say demo by Spark shell. OK, it's I don't know why PR is Spark by Spark shell. Okay, I'll say I'll just give a name. Then you can provide a description or like what this job does for you. Okay. Then you have to select a IAM role. Let's select that. IAM role, as I mentioned, depends on the uses of yours. At very basic, you should have a glue service role. Okay. If you want to connect this to S3, then you should have S3 full access like device. Okay. So then if you see the type is actually Spark. The other option is Spark streaming. Okay. Spark streaming we are not going to do in demos here. We are going to use Kinesis for the live data. You can choose a glue version. Try to be on latest, but we have 2, 3, and 4, like 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0. Try to be on latest. Then we have language option. This is important. Okay, by default it selects Python, but if you want to select Scala, you can also choose Scala. Now all your codes and programs will work in a Scala mode, and you have to write the Scala for this. So if you try to write Python code, it will fail here. Okay, so choose Scala. So choose Python 3 here. Now we have worker type. Okay, worker type is nothing but the power of machine. Okay, it simply relates to the power of machine that you want to launch. Okay, so this basically means if you see we have only two options, G1X and G2X. Okay, like it has 8 vCore CPUs and 32 GB of RAM. This has 4 vCore CPUs and 16 GB of RAM. So if you want to have more powerful workers, okay, if you have very huge data set, and if you want to have some complex algorithms, or if you basically, if I say it is machine intensive operations, if you do those are actually done in ML operations, where you try to model a data set and try to make some machine learning models. In those cases, it might be required. For most of our data engineering workloads, G1X is more than sufficient. Okay. This is size of the worker, and the next option is number of workers. Okay. Number of workers basically means that how many parallel machines you want to launch. Okay. If you say 10, obviously it will launch 10 parallel machines for you. Your job will have more power to perform and do operations. If you say 2 or less than that, I mean, if you say less numbers, your job is less powerful. If you say more numbers, your job will have more powers. Okay. Obviously, if you have more number of workers, then obviously you'll get more bills as well. So try to keep it on low part. Let's 3 or 4 should be fine for you. Even you can start with 2 numbers of a worker, that is also fine. Okay. If you want to generate job insights, as this option clearly mentions here, AWS Glue, it will analyze your job runs, provide insights on how to optimize your jobs. Okay, basically it's going to kind of like, let's say I create this job and run it like for 3 or 4 months or like that. I mean, even for 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to generate some insights for you, like how you can optimize the job, how much time it takes, how many times it got failed. Some metrics or some insights is going to provide to you. Okay, if you want that, you can select this option. Job bookmarks are there. So when this job runs, we can it remembers what's the data that it has already processed in the previously, and it starts reading from the next rows. You can enable this for your tables. Okay, so it is like a CDC load. If you want to do CDC load on some of your tables, you can enable job bookmark, and you can configure a column for that, and that column should have some primary keys or some indication that this is the next rows. Then you have flex execution. So when you select this option, you say to AWS, I want to run AWS Glue job, but I only want to run it on the cheapest of the option possible. Okay. So if you do not select this, you get the worker assigned. See, when you submit a job, when you say when you click the run button here, okay, this or right on top corner, this button. If you run this, if you click on this, you get a worker assigned for you. How many workers? You will get 4 workers assigned for you of G1X type, and then it will start the running of your job. Okay, and it will be on priority basis for you. But if you select the flex execution, workers will not be assigned to you based on the priorities. AWS will check if in the Mumbai region there is a spare capacity that nobody is using the glue workers. Okay, in that case, you will get some worker assigned to you. Obviously, this option is actually cheapest. Okay, so they will give you spare capacity of, and you will get some cheap workers here. So for your practice, for your demos, you can definitely use this. It is not advisable only for the production, because there you want product, there you want some priority to be assigned to your jobs. You want to finish them as soon as possible. But for your practice, but for your testing purpose, definitely you can use the flex execution and reduce your cost. Number of retries, basically it means if your job fails, how many times you would like to restart the job automatically by default. Okay, job timeout, basically it's this means after 120 minutes, if your job is still running, it will get timed out and it will be stopped by default. I advise you guys, please keep it to 10 minutes for your practice. This is more than enough for your practice. So if you have any questions still here, please let me know.
Job timeout, right? It's a kind like if my job runs more than 10 minutes, it automatically, but it will won't wait, right? Just discontinues the session and be leaving out.
Yes, it will abandon your job and it will just do nothing else.
Nothing. Okay. So I have a doubt, like how will be productionize this code? This is like an ad hoc request will be running this one, or it will be used like a shell calling and working in some shell script.
See, there is one concept called infrastructure as a service. Okay, this is where your DevOps guys comes into picture. So technologies used for this are CloudFormation and Terraform, majorly for AWS. CloudFormation is AWS native. Okay, this is a piece. This is a tool you can see built by AWS itself, and Terraform is actually code a third-party tool that allows Azure, AWS, and GCP both. Okay, what we do here, some code like this you will get. If I am not sure if I have it or not. This PCF. Let's say I open this in my Control Shift. So if you see this, this is a glue job for me. Okay, I trust the author. Yes, I trust. This is a glue Terraform. Okay, some security configurations I have made. Then I am creating a glue data catalog, and then I'm creating a glue job. Okay, so if you see here, I'm passing all those options like job name, IAM roles, ARN. I'm passing here. Script path I'm passing from S3. Okay. Then I'm passing some bucket names, then I'm passing description, security configuration, max capacity, concurrent runs, shell type is Python shell, temporary directory, dependencies, and all those things I'm passing. Okay, so this is a Terraform code. Okay, this is same thing, is kind of same similar syntax is used by CloudFormation. Okay, what happens here is see, this is a job I have created and configured, and it's going to be deployed into dev, UAT, or production by the cloud DevOps engineer using some pipelines. Okay, some CI/CD tools they will use, maybe Git, maybe Azure DevOps, maybe code commit from the AWS. Okay, and this basically makes things easy, because if you want to copy paste this on on let's say 3 environments, you just have to run the pipeline 3 times. You do not need to go on console, choose all those configurations, and work like that. So if you see here, multiple S3 buckets are getting created here. multiple S3 buckets are getting created here.
So you see, writing this complete code, right, in real time. .tf. Right?
This is actually a real-time project that I had worked earlier. This is with proper CI/CD and all those things. But issue here is I do not teach this because this is a DevOps part of the if you try to learn DevOps, data engineer, cloud all together at once, it's going to mess up the things for you. Just know about these things, okay? So when the interviewer is going to ask you, just know about these things, like what is CloudFormation, what is Terraform, and say my DevOps team was responsible for this, not me. I know, and also say I know about it and I can learn also. And trust me, these are very easy things, okay? And again, as a data engineer, you are not going to do these things.
Okay.
I mean, if you see this bucket and this bucket, it's all copy paste here. Module, source, required variables, optional variables, all are copy paste things only. So basically, Terraform provides you a kind of a example course for each and everything, and you just have to use those. Obviously, if you go on advanced level, there will be some challenges. Okay, even I do not know Terraform completely, but for starting purpose, it's very easy. No. Okay, yeah. So if you have more questions here,
no, that's all.
Just look at all these options once. Okay, then we have some advanced properties. Then we have some script file name. It's going to be same as your job name. If you want, definitely you can change this. Okay. So basically what happens, Glue is not storing your data. Okay. As I mentioned earlier also, Glue does not store your data or anything else. Okay. So what it does, it stores a script on this location. It's going to store a script on this location. Okay. This is exactly my Terraform code also was doing. It was referring to a script location. This is where my glue job runs. So this is where my glue job code gets stored and it's reflect here in this script box. Okay, it's like that. Then if you want to enable job metrics, basically it's going to generate some metrics for your job, like how much time it runs, how many fails, how many read write access or throttling, all those kind of metrics it's going to create for you. Okay. This is something new option that I'm seeing first time. I'll get information about this. Location of additional observability cloud work. I think some more specific metrics it will create for you. Continuous logging. It's going to enable the logs in the CloudWatch for your job runs. So you can go in CloudWatch and check the things there. Spark UI. If you want to launch a different Spark server and if you want to watch the UI and logs there, you can also enable this. But let's disable this for now. Very rarely you will see this option is being used. Concurrency, as same as your Lambda functions, that how many parallel executions you want to get execute for this job depends on your choices. Temporary path. Again, as I mentioned, that Glue does not store any data. See, when we run some calculations on Glue or any program, okay, like SQL, Python, or be it anything. So what happens? It creates some temporary data as well. Okay, let's say we want to join, filter, group, and select. Obviously, in those operations, it's going to generate some temporary results that the compiler or the interpreter will like to, save somewhere to be utilized in further, So in those cases, glue needs a temporary path. Okay, so it does not bother a developer much. You just need to give a path here that glue can utilize for temporary storage. But you should know what it basically it is being utilized for. It is utilized for the temporary data that it generates and it deletes also. Okay, that's why it's called temporary. You will rarely see any data present here in this path. Okay, so basically, this is a memory location that glue is going to utilize for your some buffer or some temporary results. Then if you type some numbers here, after those numbers, glue is going to send a trigger or a notification via CloudWatch to you if this job runs more than that particular time threshold. Then we have security configurations. So if you see here, I am building a security configurations. So basically what I'm saying here is, I'm just mentioning a few security rules for my glue job. That means its CloudWatch logs are going to be encrypted with SSE KMS. Its job bookmarks, I want to encrypt them with CSE KMS, and its S3 part of the glue, I would like to encrypt with the SSE KMS. So basically, I'm simply creating a configurations, then I'm applying it, and it's going to be utilized in the glue job. Okay. Some encryptions basically you can apply there using the security configurations. If you want to apply server-side encryption, also you can apply that. But again, it goes mostly in the side of security. See how it's going to be for you in the actual project is your security guys or your DevOps guys is already going to build the things for you. Okay, so you will mostly get the infrastructure ready unless you're architecting the program. Okay, if you're just joining as a developer or data engineer, most of the times you will get everything ready for you, like your complete flow, which tools to be utilized, which configurations to be utilized, what level of security to be utilized, how many DPUs, what kind of script, what kind of shell, all those will be finalized before you join the project. Okay.
Yeah.
You just have to write your scripts. You just have to write your logics to convert data, transform data, calculate it, and flow the data. If you get some errors, fix those errors, and like that. Okay. So your day-to-day work is going to be writing the customized glue scripts. All the options you can simply clone it from the other jobs.
Yeah. So here, right, if I need to pass some variables, so like without using the static variables, I want to use some dynamic variables. So I can do here.
Yeah, dynamic. If you see here, we have, select that will come. Okay. This option I'll explain you while we launch the EMR cluster. Okay. Then, if you want to connect to VPCs or external networks, though you can provide here. This basically allows you to connect with RDS, some other databases, some other VPCs, and all those things. Again, not your work. Yeah. Then we have Python library path. See, in real time, you will not find the complete code to be written in a single Python file. Okay, it will be being written in multiple Python files, and if you have such thing, you will mention your main file in script, and other helper files you will provide in Python library path. So in our final project, we have divided like this only. Okay, so I will mention the Python library path here, and my main script is going to be here in the script box. So idea is some reusable functions, some repetitive functions or repetitive code you will create and save it in a file and mention it directly here to reduce the burden on main file. Same way, if you want to use some jar files, okay, you will mention those jar files here. If you want to have some reference files path, you will mention those file paths here. And as you asked the dynamic variables, something like Lambda's environment variables, we have job parameters here. It's the exact same concept of Lambda variables. But here the thing is that if you see some basic options are also there. Okay, so you can also enable and disable few settings using the new parameters. If you do not want it use like that, you can obviously pass some some variables also. You can pass input file, then you can mention the file path or like that. Okay.
Yes.
So if you have questions in this, then last is tags that we already know. If you have any questions in these options.
Oh, no, Jalaj, I'll go through it. So, Jalaj, we have a version also for this, right? So if I did, so versioning also is there, right? Automatically.
See, version control is there on the glue, but mostly you will find, see, I mean, this complete folder goes into Git. Okay. So what actually thing happens in the real time, they will version the complete project, not only the glue part. Here only glue code is going to be versioned with the help of Git.
Yeah, okay.
So they'll connect this complete project with the Git, not only the glue part.
Okay.
So like if you see in the SRC, I have a glue script as well. This is also going to be in the version controlled.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, then this is all from my end. The next class, what we are going to do, we are going to run a script here, okay, and we are going to execute that. Also, we are going to learn more about the Sparks, native Spark. We are going to learn more about that.
Okay.
See, one thing I will mention very clearly, just by learning these syntaxes, and if you say I know Apache Spark, that is a wrong statement. Okay, Spark is a separately complete technology. So you should know what is Spark's architecture is, what it is configuration is, some more details you should know. Okay, that we will be covering in the next lesson.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and see that is more mostly for interviews only. Anyhow, you are going to work with these things only. I mean, practically you are going to work with these syntaxes, using them as per your convenience. But for interviews, you should know all those other things as well.
Okay.
Okay, then we'll meet on Monday now. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, Jalaj, one more question actually, not regarding this. So, I just have a doubt, right? Why we are clubbing AWS with Snowflake actually? We have multiple DBs in AWS, right? Apart from that, why you are going to Snowflake?
That we will discuss. Okay, first we will learn Snowflake, and then it will be easy to compare.
Okay, okay. Okay, fine.
This next topic from Tuesday, it's actually Snowflake only. So first we will learn that part and then we will compare. It will be easier to understand then.
Okay, sure.
Okay, yeah, then thanks, Karthik. Bye-bye.